Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel, we talk about gang stalking. We talk about how to defeat it, strategies that I have used in order to try to defeat it. Today, I have new things to talk about. So first, the I finally know what the end game, the actual true end game of gang stalking is. So the entire harassment is pretty much a form of torture. And what happens is that it's literally like you're pretty much literally the toy of the gang stalkers. And by that I mean is that they have only gang stalkers know how to mess with your head in the aspect that they actually can put thoughts into your head via whispering, like you hear them as if they were thoughts. Most targets do not know that gang stalkers are actually able to whisper somewhere nearby, and that is going to pretty much literally put a thought in your head where you're actually gonna hear it. And that's how pretty much gang stalkers get their entertainment via whispering things and then watching how you react to it. And you literally become their toy. So the initial harassment phase is done so that you pretty much to turn your perception. So even though I know that the turn signals are still turn signals, and that sudden movements where I look are most of the time just a natural part of people moving, my mind actually began perceiving it as then being actual movements by gang stalkers of of loud bangs that are normal in a place. It to I actually My mind began interpreting them as a loud bang by a gang stalker. So the only reason that I don't feel persecuted is because I know what the truth is. So even though my mind still perceives it as part of the gang stalking, the fact that I know the truth behind it is actually going to eliminate its, or to significantly decrease how long that thoughts is gonna stay in my head. So in a matter of hours, my mind is gonna go back to normal, and I'm gonna be normal. Like I'm gonna live. I'm not gonna interpret a freaking turn signal as a sign from a gang stalker. But I saw the conditioning. So pretty much you're conditioned to interpret everything around you as part of the prosecution process of gang stalkers, such as interrupting you, maybe, such as, well, interrupting you. That's actually one of the things that gang stalkers do. So when someone even accidentally interrupts you, your brain's gonna immediately remember like a lot of how the gang stalkers interrupting you constantly made you feel. And when that happens, you're gonna kind of pull up that emotion, and you're gonna believe that the person that interrupted you did it on purpose, and you're gonna assume that they're a gang stalker. So that's why the things that gang stalkers use are very trivial, are everyday things. So every time you look at a turn signal flashing in front of you, every time you come close to a car hitting you, you're gonna believe that it was done purposely because gang stalkers did it. And it's gonna change your interpretation. So every time you actually live something that reminds you of an experience that you had during gang stalking, So every time that you hear a word that the gang stalkers pretty much use to harass you, you're gonna remember the pain, you know. So now that I know that the words that gang stalkers use are random, they, you know, they're random, you know, they don't actually pull up any emotion, because they don't mean anything. They're just words that they're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out what you're thinking, and that's why they're going to use a lot of words that can possibly be offensive. So when that happens, they start using that word. And right now, like, since I know they truly do not know what I'm thinking, I know that the words are random. And like in the key jingles, I still have like a visceral reaction. Like a couple of days ago, I was at work, and it was like the very last client of the day, the very last customer, and he was asking me about the high mileage thing. You know, remember that that's supposed to be offensive because I have a lot of miles apparently, which I don't care. You know, um, so and but the customer was jingling his keys, and even though that means nothing to me, for some reason it made me kind of just feel like anxiety. I have no idea why, it just did. And I had to do the square breathing, you know, and I still fail to understand why did it cause me anxiety if it's literally just the jingle of the keys, you know. Just the fact that I feel that things are done in order to produce a response from me in itself is what actually gave me the anxiety. But you know, just like now, when my car is getting swayed, I don't feel anything. Like I forget that my car is being swayed. Just like now, I don't feel anything when my car is getting swayed. I don't feel anger. I don't feel anything. With time, my tolerance to the cues that they use is gonna increase, and they're not gonna cause any effect. They're gonna do nothing. It's just a matter of time before that happens. And when that happens, they're not going to be able to do anything. So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before everything that they do becomes futile. So they haven't been able to permanently connect me, and that is the actual that's the end game of gang stalking. For you to be permanently connected, when you watch a movie, you know, the person in the movie is going to start saying words that are going to be one or another word is going to be part of the words that gang stalkers use to harass you, and boom, it's going to make you think again about it's gonna make you feel pain from the gang stalking experience. You know, you're bound to see a car or the headlights of a car, and boom, that's gonna bring your mind back to the gang stalking experience, and you're gonna be constantly thinking of the gang stalking. So it's gonna keep you continuously connected. So even when there's no gang stalkers around, because you are bound to see or hear something that is gonna pull your mind back into gang stalking. And when this happens, the gang stalkers are literally gonna be having fun by pretending to be some type of voice in your head. Like they did that to me, where they were pretty much telling me to do things or pretending to be my shadow. Like a lot of those narratives that I had, that I told you about, were produced by someone whispering words. That's why they were so on point with where I was at, because there was someone around whispering that. And because the whole thing of the gang stalkers, I was sensitized to the whispers. And then when that happens, you start hearing the voices, you know. But the thing is that the gang stalkers have a way of putting these voices in your head. So, and we already know, I already told you how they do it. So I think I'm gonna make a video exclusively on the way that they have put the voices in my head. And it is kind of amazing. And I can tell you how they do it. One thing is that the first time, you know, I didn't see, I thought it was weird what they were doing, but I didn't really understand what it was or how they did it. But now I know. And now you know that the whole V2K thing, that is actually done by making you extra sensitive to people whispering. And pretty much any gang stalker around you, they're gonna play with your head. They're gonna be just saying things, you know, and and you're gonna believe that is somehow someone is some computer, some AI computer, you know, has access to you. ¿Mande? Ya voy. And yeah, they have access to you, and you feel watched all the time because you are being watched all the time. So like, they have been continuously 24/7 swaying my car for like the past 5 days. And literally, like, I paid for parking, you know, because I have to go to Mexico I have to go to the dentist, and you have to pay for parking. And literally, so there are so many gang stalkers that even in the parking structure, there were people swaying my car and whispering into my mind. And then they left, and then someone else. So that's how they do it. That's why they're always able to continuously harass you, because there's one person, and then that person does it until someone else comes, and it does, like, they changed people like 5 times in like the span of an hour. They know my car, they know who I am, and they know what they're doing. They know the task. It's kind of incredible how committed, you know. And right now, pretty much wherever I go, I mean, I'm disconnected now. So my mind is beginning to interpret things normally. But now I can interpret it either way I want. So it's actually, I can see it how my mind interprets it as being a thing with the gang stalkers, and I can also interpret it as something normal. So I'm kind of in the middle of the two perceptions, but my mind sways one way or another, depending on how I feel. It's kind of amazing, actually. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.